Vikings. They've every home game has been sold out since 1990, things like that. And like, all right, you get in the gym, all right, it's going to be pretty cool. Then you look around, there's literally, not an open seat in the place. And they go at it for 40-plus minutes. They were in there, 40 minutes before the game when warm-ups was going on. And it's just, the definition of a college basketball environment.
Yep.
And like I said, player, not player, you just got to stand in there and watch a game one time. It's really something. It's completely as advertised.
The clock hits 0. You lose. You go into the lineups, and you see Coach K. You shake his hand. Talk about that. How special was that?
Oh, man, it feels like a movie. It feels like you're in Hoosiers or something like that. But first of all, looking at him on the sidelines and seeing him. But, he gave me some really good words of advice, told us that we're a championship team and to, not worry about our schedule and just keep playing hard like we did. But, it's something that I'll remember forever. I was trying to soak it all in and take every word he said when he was shaking my hand, closely and listen to it. And I think I'm definitely going to run with that forever.
Now, last thing on this Duke game before we move on, I need to get your thoughts on Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, those Trey Jones, R.J. Barrett. Who is the most talented in your mind? Who's got the most successful future? Do they all? Just talk a little about them and how good they are.
I mean, they really flip a switch. They have some insane God-given abilities. I think overall Zion is definitely the most the guy you step back and say, like, wow, too. He had a couple missed dunks in that first half where it felt like I was, watching like LeBron or something like that.
Really?
But, I mean, it's unbelievable. You come down on their arm and it doesn't even affect them. They just go up and finish a layup. I think RJ is a really good, complete player. I think RJ and Zion are going to have, unbelievable NBA careers. They're just next level guys who really know, they know nothing but basketball. It's kind of scary, man. You see it in their eyes. It's just like they're going. Cam Reddish has an upside. I think he was easier to handle just because, those guys, he's not those guys. Trey Jones is a really unbelievable passer, and their 5-man is, plays the role perfectly. So they should go very far in March as long as things, go as planned, just because, like I said, the God-given abilities those guys have just has you sit back and be like, wow, like not many people in the world could do this.
And Cam Reddish kind of reminds me of the Devin Booker of the Kentucky team. He kind of gets lost in the shadow a little bit, but he's also an unbelievable shooter, really good player. You're 10 games in. You obviously have a bunch of the season left. Do you have any particular games you have marked down from last year that means just a little bit more to you, whether it's in conference play, a non-conference? Talk a little about that.
Yeah, coming up in the non-conference, we have Bryant on Wednesday, who we took a bad loss to last year. Still thinking about that one. We got Wagner coming up, which is close to home. I'll have a lot of guys from Mattawan out there.
Yep.
After that, we have Boston College, which, my sophomore year, we actually won at the buzzer.
Wow.
In Boston College. So that one, they're going to have that one circled. And then after that, conference play starts. We hate teams like Albany, Vermont, Stony Brook, and those are the fist fights that you love to get into. So, you lose these last 3-4 games to get ready for it, and it's going to be a fun season.
Couple more here. It's something really special that you're going to have with your brother. You guys are on the same team. That's not a lot of kids, not a lot of siblings are able to say that they're on the same Division I college basketball team. Talk a little bit about how special that is and just being able to mentor your little brother, basically what you did at Mattawan.
Oh, it's awesome, man. We don't take a second of it for granted. And I've really tried to take him in under my wing, but at the same time, let him be his own person, just try to talk to him like any average teammate rather than a brother. But he's doing really well. He's handling himself really well. I'm trying to get him to understand the game and the offense more. He's going to turn out to be a really good player. We have a lot of seniors this year, so he's not going to get that much time, but telling him to be patient, he knows what to do. So it's definitely a fun experience, and it's even better than it was in high school just because of how more mature we are. But like you said, not many people in the world get to do that, so we don't take it for granted. Now,
I want to quickly get your thoughts on UMBC, who is in your conference. You lost to them twice last year. You're going to play them twice again this year. They obviously had the biggest upset in tournament history, beating the number 1 seed Virginia. What did you see from them last year? Like, when you played them, did you think, oh, wow, this team's special? You can't honestly tell me that you thought they were going to beat Virginia, but was there something about this UMBC team last year that was just kind of like, wow, this team is pretty kind of special?
Yeah, I mean they clicked. We were a really good team last year, and they handed it to us 2 times, and just watching them play, when they were playing Virginia, I started getting the text coming in, UMBC, you guys play them.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, you sit there unbelievable, and you just watching but I knew they had it in them. I mean, they had 3 really good guards who were seniors and played well together. They were an up and down team. They got a lot of threes up, a lot like Hartford. And I think the biggest thing is you watch that happen, and our conference got a lot of credit for it. But being in Hartford, you watch that happen, you understand that could be you this year. So we've definitely watched their run over and over again, and learned from it. And that's obviously what we're trying to do this year.
Now we've talked about it. It's your senior year. How do you want your name to be remembered? Come after this season when people ask, "Oh, what about Jason Dunne? What do you want people to say about you?"
Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't really care about the accolades, the 3-pointers hit or the points scored and stuff like that. However you many on the list. I just want people to say, a guy that was able to lead his team to 19 and 20 plus win seasons, and then obviously the NCAA tournament. I want them to look at me as a guy for 4 years who came in every single game and just played his heart out, and that's what I try to tell myself for every game. Senior year, last shot, lay it out all in between those 4 lines, and that's all you could do.
Last one here. What are your goals after this year, after this collegiate basketball career? What are you looking to do?
Yeah, it's tough to look ahead, but I'm definitely trying to pursue my career as long as possible, and that's a whole different story. You can't sign an agent until after the season.
Yep.
But once that time comes, I'll get an agent. Whether it be playing in the G League, playing overseas, doesn't really matter to me. I'm just trying to play as long as possible, and things that teams like that, overseas teams, G League teams, they look for are did your college team win, and how far did you get? So I think as long as things go as planned, I should have no problem playing a professional career. But as of right now, I'm just trying to worry about getting my team to where I have to be, and then things will fall into place.
Great job today, Jason. Thank you so much for coming on. Good luck the rest of the season. I'll be cheering for you.
Definitely. I'll be listening to the show, and I'm telling all my buddies to listen, so I appreciate it.
All right, no doubt. Jason Dunne, senior guard. He's looking to lead his team to a tournament berth after a 19-win season last year, so we'll keep an eye on him, and we'll wish him the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.